headed into downtown Stockholm.
Don't touch the cannon!
That's so interesting.
I'm explaining to the kids about Alfred Nobel. He's trying salty licorice.
Race you home.
So Kendra challenged us.
So did you think laundry was going to be this complicated?
All right, we're working through jet lag. Instead of waking up at noon, these girls are up at 10 a.m. We gotta get up, you guys. Come on, we gotta go into Stockholm today.
Yeah.
It's our big Stockholm day. Let's go eat Swedish pancakes.
Yeah. Duvets are genius.
You like how the sleeping works here?
Well, like with sheets, you like have to like I'm always like moving them back onto my body, but then duvets, you're just like one big thing.
Yeah. Now you did end up sleeping the opposite direction without it on you. All right, we're doing Swedish pancakes with some strawberry jam on it.
Today is a big day for us. We're headed into downtown Stockholm. First instinct, this feels so much like Old San Juan.
The cobblestone. What do you think of this, Janae? Crowded. Prefer this or hiking in the mountains?
I like a mixture of all things in life, but a lot more of hiking in the mountains.
The Royal Palace, right ahead. So they just told us to stand to the side because a royal march is coming through. We don't know what that is, but we're here to check it out.
Much happier in shade. I love that they're playing ABBA. We were worried we were going to miss it. We thought this thing happened at noon. It happens at 12:15. We were right on time.
All right, the palace is through here.
So there was this kid that touched the cannon, and the guard up there, standing up there, he said, "Don't touch the cannon!"
He like yelled it super loud, everyone looked.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
It's a good memory.
Now we know not to touch
Caleb,
the cannon.
don't touch the cannon.
Okay.
Luckily it wasn't our kids.
Yeah. Okay.
So this location has been the place of the Swedish royalty since the medieval times. It's been changed over the years, and now it's not the residence. The king doesn't sleep here. It's more of like his workplace.
So while we were watching the guards, we were standing in the sun and Kendra moved us over to the shade. And she was saying you can't be hungry and hot and tired and bored all at the same time.
Any human can only handle so many uncomfortable emotions. So we got into the shade and we handed out a snack, got out the water bottle, and then we were happily able to enjoy it.
So there are so many cool museums in Stockholm. We're not wanting to go to all of the museums because that will burn the kids out and us out, but we wanted to go to a few really popular, great ones. So things I'm loving about Stockholm, there's so many trees that were down in the Old Town area and tons of bicycles. For school today, we're gonna be going to the Vasa Museum, and one of my favorite books, Effortless by Greg McEwen, has a whole beginning of their chapter about it, and so we're gonna listen to that before we go in.
400 years ago, Gustav II, the King of Sweden, saw the vital need to upgrade his armada of ships.
He like demolished an entire forest, but he didn't really know what he was doing and didn't really know what the end product was going to be.
Yep, so they had all the money they wanted to build this warship, the Vasa.
Tragically, it took just 50 minutes for the Vasa to completely sink, taking 53 crew members with it. So the most expensive naval project in Sweden's history sailed less than a mile before being buried in the sea. All because the king had made the project almost impossible to safely complete by constantly redefining what done looked like.
The boat, intact, is in the museum.
What?
Yeah, let's go.
Honestly, if I hadn't listened to that, I think I would be so bored in this museum.
It really helps to have context when you're going places.
Is that the ship?
Yep,
Is that like a replica or is it actually?
that's the actual ship.
This is like the Swedish Titanic.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to practice it?
Yep.
I think it's because it kept on getting longer, but they didn't make it wider.
So boys and girls use the same bathroom, and they don't have any peepholes through the stalls, which is a standard American thing. Okay, go ahead. So do you think it works to have men's and women's bathrooms shared?
I think it works. Then they don't have urinals, which is annoying.
That is different.
400 years old. Most of the ship, 98% of it, dates back to the 17th century. This is what it looked like when it was new.
So they're doing tours in all these different languages, walking through this museum. That's kind of fun. Like, this is a German one. This is an Asian one. I'm not sure which language.
So they researched for years and years to figure out what the original colors looked like. They did pigment samples and researched the sculptures. It's very vibrant. So this is the guy that ordered the ship. He's chatting with Margareta. She was married to the master shipwright who died before the Vasa was complete. Right? So we're looking at this. Our understanding is that you would climb up this.
Whoa, look at that top part.
I know, you have to literally climb the opposite direction, like in rock climbing. Could you climb up that?
Yes. Yeah. I really think that it's cool that it's just like here.
That you can see the real thing. It's not just
Yeah.
a story. They found it and they brought it back up.
It's not like a legend. Like you can see it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Sometimes I get really sad. Like this museum is literally the story of a ship sinking and people dying. And then I have to remind myself that it was 400 years ago and honestly, they would have passed away by now anyway. And so I'm like, okay, let's just look at, you know, the story and what we can learn from the story and what this tells us about history. And it's so interesting, so intriguing. There's a lot to learn. See all those rocks.
So these rocks were actually on the boat to help balance it in the ballast of the hull.
This is crazy.
And then counter. He wanted to argue with more.
Whoa. Dad, they made it look like it's like pointing out to the world.
But it's this is what it's like inside the real boat. So we saw the upper gun deck, which would have been this level. And so they want you to imagine that you're on this, but without a safety rail.
Can you imagine though with the wind blowing, how scary it would be to be on top of it? You would be up on top of the sail. All right, we found the toilet.
This is the toilet. So it's like a box without a top and without a bottom. And yeah, you go.
We're separating now. We're gonna be going to the Nobel Museum and lunch. And they are going to Skansen.
So this is the Baltic Sea Center. You guys naming the fish?
That one's George.
It's gonna be hard to tell them apart.
That one's Greg. Where you
That's
guys
so interesting.
That one looks like it's floating. It's creepy.
It is a little bit creepy. This is a giant map of the Baltic Sea. So here we are, we're in Stockholm, which is crazy how close that is to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. So this is the exit, and I can't figure it out. It says to push it down.
Push down.
No, I don't think we should have to do that. Like, is this an emergency exit? Oh, smarty pants, she got me.
Now they're seeing the hard part of public transportation.
You have to wait.
Yeah, we've been waiting for about 15 minutes.
When it said like 5.
Yeah, that's okay.
So this is an outdoor museum of history of the area. And so there's all sorts of different huts and homes that show us what living would have been like. This bedroom would be for a mother and father and maybe the 2 younger children. That's not a very big bed for all that.
Very packed.
See, renting a car would have been boring. This is way more fun.
What an adventure.
Yeah, it's a little...
Why did they have sleighs instead of wagon wheels?
Because it gets really cold here.
So They had lots of snow, huh? Janae, what animals do you see?
Pigs and piglets.
Little piglets. So this peacock is just out and about. Whoa! You like the way his neck moves? And then we found the female peacock.
All right, we're eating our food. What happened last time you were eating hamburgers?
Me and my friends had to come back to the restaurant and dive into the trash cans to find it.
You would put it in some napkins like they always say not to do with the retainer.
Yeah.
But I was amazed you found it. You handled it really well.
Yeah. We were all calm. We were laughing the whole time we were going through the trash. We had gloves on.
This is the best hamburger I've ever had.
Gluten-free.
Did you find it? Oh, did somebody just go running out? Or did you see him in here? Oh, I see him in there.
Mom, there's lots of rats. Here's some rats. They look like they're fighting or something. There's this little rat right there.
So this is a really cute children's zoo. It's got all sorts of areas for the kids to play in and little tunnels and crawl spaces for them to explore. And in each little spot, there's different animals that they can see from different ways.
So this is the king of Sweden. He's been the king for about 50 years.
Crazy.
Yeah. Was it 1973 when he was 27 years old, he became the king. Carl XVI Gustav.
So, me and Nene going to the bunny tunnels. That's little bunny.
This is fun. There's chickens. I kinda love this play space. All designed around books.
So as we're walking, I'm explaining to the kids about Alfred Nobel and the Nobel Peace Prize because we're getting ready to go to where they have the museum. I explained to the kids that like in college football, the main award is the Heisman Trophy. For acting, it's the Oscars. For music, it's the Grammys. But the Nobel Prize is like those who do the most good for humanity. And so it's a pretty cool award and we're excited to learn more about it. So there's a Nobel Prize for literature, for peace, for economics, physics, chemistry, and medicine.
What do you think? Would you like to live there?
No.
No, that would
Very
have been
tight. I'd probably be the one sleeping under the brothers.
So Isaac, what did you learn about the people who won this year in physics?
It was about quantum physics.
And they're using it to use encryption to protect private information for like a
And
bank.
you need to break like the laws of nature to get
Yeah,
in.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Look, there's a little play kitchen for the children.
This guy did something so good. Why does nobody know about him?
It seems like we focus on and reward things like being in movies or singing songs, but I mean, understanding how the atom works, that was a pretty big deal.
Indoor water.
Cold water, we think just cold water, but that was luxury.
Yes, that was a luxury.
Caleb was asking how they select the Nobel Prize winners. Here's how they do it. You can learn about it.
Cold in summer, and then they bought a block of ice.
So you put the ice up here.
And then under here it stays cold.
Exactly. That's
There's your refrigerator.
Yeah.
Is to make a tea out of these.
A tea using the blocks.
Yeah.
So the kids were given a quiz that if they are able to answer all the questions,
Prize.
and they get a prize at the end.
There has to be a missing piece.
It's really good. We're still trying to figure out. She's so close. Tea.
Well, the girls and I are tiring out. It has been a lot of walking today. We've gotten to see a lot of really cool stuff.
All right, so I'm telling the kids about Alfred Nobel. So he was an inventor and he was preparing to eventually make dynamite. In the process, he was using a much more dangerous explosive, nitroglycerate, I think is what it is, nitroglycerin. Anyway, during one of the experiments, his brother and 4 other people at the factory died. What? Now what was crazy is that in the newspaper, they thought that Alfred had died. And so there was a thing written about him for his death. And it talked about how he was building explosives. And at the time, he had built a lot of the cannons and a lot of things that did destruction on the earth. And he was really impacted by his brother's death and this article in the newspaper about him dying, and that he wanted to do more good to contribute to the world. And that led to him then developing the whole concept of the Nobel Prize and trying to award people for doing good things in the earth rather than just building up cannons and militaries and explosives.
That makes so much more sense.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
That's so cool.
How cute are they? You like them?
Yes, I want to hold them though.
I know you want to play with them, don't you? Don't get eaten, girls! No! No! Save yourselves!
We're pooped out.
We are going to be announcing our Nobel Prizes this year. Isaac Johnston, he wins the Discovery in Physics.
Ooh.
Round of
Discovered
applause.
something. Elise Johnston. Here's a picture of her.
And then
I'm
we
too
get
big for these things now.
There
That's
she
what she
is.
looks like. Has won the Nobel Peace Prize for nothing specific other than being a peacemaker in our family.
Nailed it! Most important thing.
You finished? Let me see.
Caleb actually already got his.
All of the questions correctly. You pick up a towel. You're hereby rewarded with your first Nobel Prize.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see it. It's just your first. You can still win another one.
How many can you win?
I don't know. People have won more than one before. She's eating the prize. It's chocolate. All right, who is some of your favorite Nobel laureates that you learned about?
There was this one person who did glasses.
I think it's just fun to learn about how people have made a significant impact for good in the world and just that desire of wanting to make a difference. And it can be basic things. Some people saw that there was great violence in their community and wanted to make a difference, and so they took a stand and said, we're not going to deal with this violence anymore. And as they combined forces with others and spread their message, they were able to really make peace. And so it's amazing. Like, yes, there's scientists and there's writers and there's all these people that have done amazing things to help humankind. We're back together! So we did say that in every country we visit, we have to have some ice cream. So here's our first country and ice cream. He's trying salty licorice. No?
It's 7 o'clock because I heard how many chimes the clock did.
You are right. It's 7 o'clock. Good job counting it.
So on Isaac's phone, he made some adjustments to understand more how they do it here in Europe.
Almost everywhere else other than America uses like Celsius instead of Fahrenheit and the metric system instead of the imperial system. So I switched it all, and I also have the
Military
24-hour format. Yep, because that's what they use here. So, and I want to adapt to everything here.
Isaac has taken so many pictures today. So each of the kids are doing a journal every day of their experience, and they're adding pictures to their journal. Ooh, you're getting a fancy one.
It's his special request. Oh, it's a little bit distorted. It's a little bit distorted.
He was all shrunken, weird. So we spent most of the day in the old town. It's fun to come up to the more modern part of Stockholm and see how amazing and different it is.
We split up for a minute, boys and girls, just exploring some of the shops. I just texted Jeremy, we're done, headed back to the metro, and then I said, race you home. So, what do you think? Do you think we can get home before Dad?
Yeah, because we're already walking.
So Kendra challenged us to a race. But they had a head start. We caught you. We caught up to you guys.
Today I did 13,769 steps. I mean 68 steps.
That's a lot of walking.
Janae just peeked her head over, and what did you ask your sister?
Do you want to jump in the trampoline with me?
Sure. Is that what you guys are excited to do when you get home?
Doesn't it feel good to be coming home?
Yeah.
Elise is currently using Google Translate to try to figure out if this is laundry detergent or not. Perfumery, color wash, concentrated, laundry soap. Woohoo! It looks like we found us some laundry soap. We are doing some dishes. Not dishes.
We are doing the dishes.
We are doing some dishes. We are doing some chores because even though it was a long day down in Stockholm, we have stuff to get done at home. So Caleb's taking out the trash, Isaac's unloading the dishwasher, Elise is starting some laundry. Laura's gonna get to load the dishwasher, and Janae's gonna get a job too.
You have to mop all the floor.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
You took the rubber bands out, and it still stays. You have done awesome, except that I think is the dryer, not the washer.
What?
Look, it's got a lint thing.
Oh. Ah, this is so different.
So this is called a dryer closet, apparently. We're not gonna use that because we don't know how to use that. All right. Now we just have to figure out how to do this.
This is shirts, allergy, outdoor, sport, super fast.
So we usually go on a fast load. We want it cold. That says cold. That works.
That's English.
Yeah, we can do English. That works. Probably 50 milliliters. How much is 50 milliliters?
Hey Siri, how much is 50 milliliters?
It's 0.21 cups.
Oh, so that's like less than a quarter of a cup. Oh. It's putting water in soap in. I just hope all of our laundry comes out okay.
I know. I mean, we only have so much.
Right? So did you think laundry was gonna be this complicated?
No, not at all.
We're keeping dinner really simple. We already ate out today. We're tired.
Swedish sandwiches.
That went in my mouth and immediately came out. This is the salty licorice.
Yep, this is really popular here.
Literally covered in salt.
It is so good.
He likes licorice. Isaac assures me I have to try again.
You went with like the suck it method from the outside and that's covered in salt? Is it better when you chew it?
Chewing it is more edible.
It's not as salty as what your face expressed.
It's like
It's black licorice.
what would you call black licorice? Is that tart?
Good night. J-House out.
So in the States we have peanut butter. Here they have liver butter.
It's new.
Time for dessert.